Hey, welcome back, Veteran Nation fans and college football fans. Let's see. Last week, I got my butt kicked. There were a couple things that happened. We had Michigan who didn't cover. We had Georgia who didn't cover. Minnesota. I lost that game by half a point. Half a point. So my overall odds last week, right here they are. I was 21 and 25. So losing week for me, whereas I did really well the week prior. So let's see how I'm going to do this week. We'll go through and see what we have planned. Now, at the time of recording this is on Thursday. It's going out on Thursday, but there's already been games. I saw several MAC games that went on this week. We're not going to be addressing those. I didn't get my picks in for those. I really hate it when college football does games um, like Monday through Wednesday. I really don't like that. Just being honest. Okay, so we're going to start with today's games. We've got Georgia Southern at Appalachian State. Appalachian State is favored by 5.5. So I'm going to go with Appalachian State. I think they're absolutely going to be able to cover that. We have Texas San Antonio versus South Florida. South Florida, really tough, really hot. They're favored by 13.5. I actually think that's a pretty fair margin. I'm going to go with South Florida. Looking very well this week. Why is this? I'm sorry, guys. I'm seeing that the. I'm going to just cut this off, take out, because I don't know why those logos were showing up there. I think it's something weird with the copy and paste, so I apologize. Houston at UCF. Houston did let me down last week, but I'm going to take Houston, even though they're on the road to Orlando. Yeah, I'm going to go with Houston. Not a lot of, not a lot of, not really like a lot of change in the odds there. Actually, they're giving up 1.5 points for both. They're saying it's essentially 50-50. I'm going to go with the better odds. Tulane at Memphis. Memphis has been hot most of the year. 3.5 isn't a lot. Tulane is tough, but they're going to Memphis. I think they can win by 4. Northwestern at USC. USC is favored by 14.5. They're at home. It's Northwestern. I'm not trying to take all the favored teams, but I like these points. I really like these points. Temple at Army. Okay, Army is it's going to come down to Army Navy game for the Commanders Cup. Temple is they're being given 7 points. They're going to Army. I think I'm going to go Army. Because they're at home. It looks like there could be a snowstorm up there too. SMU, Boston College. Boston College, Notre Dame was favored highly over Boston College and did not cover. That was one of my losses last week. Even though Notre Dame won, they didn't cover. So SMU is favored by 10.5. Boston College, 10.5. I'm going SMU. 10.5. Now they can win by 10.5. They can absolutely do it. BYU, Texas Tech. They're giving no odds. I am taking BYU. They're not taking any bets on that. Okay. I don't know why. It'll be a great game. I think that's a big. I guess they don't want to lose any money. Georgia at Mississippi State. Georgia favored by 8.5. Like I said earlier, Georgia did not cover this week, but it's Mississippi State. I think Georgia covers. Southern Miss at Arkansas State. Southern Miss is picked 4.5. It's at Arkansas State. I'm going to go with the upset. I think Arkansas State can upset Southern Miss. I don't think Southern Miss covers if they do pull it out. James Madison at Marshall. JMU is favored They're at Marshall, tough place to play. I think JMU wins. I do not think they win by 2 touchdowns. I think that a 10-point win is very possible. Indiana at Penn State. Penn State coming off a tough loss to Ohio State. Indiana has just been rocking and rolling. This is not going to be a 14-point game. Indiana is going to go to Beaver Stadium and I think win handily. Handily. Now, if you were to say, hey, I'm taking those 15 points for Penn State, I'm not going to knock you. I mean, I just think Indiana's playing too good a ball right now. Colorado, West Virginia. Let's take a look at this one. Colorado, they're getting 6.5 points. I believed in West Virginia early on. They let me down a couple times, but they've been battling back. So maybe it was just injuries. Maybe it was just just had some confidence issues. But I think they're playing better ball. Colorado struggled last week. I did watch some of that game. So I'm gonna go West Virginia. So we'll see. Maybe they'll let me down again. I don't know. But they have a lovely city. I've been to their city a couple times. Missouri State at Liberty. 7.5. Liberty is going to roll. I am taking Liberty over Missouri State. Bowling Green, Eastern Michigan, my alma mater. I graduated from Eastern Michigan. I hate. I worked for the Toledo football team. I'm a Toledo fan, so that means I hate Bowling Green. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Bowling Green to cover this spread. Bowling Green wins when I pick against them, so I'm not gonna even mess around with that. I'm taking Bowling Green to beat Eastern Michigan in Ypsilanti. So I could be wrong. Ohio State at Purdue. Ohio State is favored by 29.5 points. That's a lot of points, but I think Ohio State covers. So here's where this will fail me. Ohio State gets ahead by say 28, and then says, you know what, we've got this game in the bag, and then starts playing throughout its bench. Very smart thing to do. And would not surprise me. I'm gonna go with Ohio State, but putting my money down, this is where I will lose. I don't think Purdue is going to mount a serious challenge to Ohio State. I think this will be a third quarter. The game will come out of reach in the third quarter, and then I'll turn the channel and watch something else. Citadel and Ole Miss. Look, I'm going to talk about this right now. I have a problem, and SEC schools do this all the time. I don't think you should be allowed to schedule FCS teams late in the year. Alabama does this. Ole Miss does this. It's bullshit. You're essentially putting in a bye week so that you can rest up your starters. I do not like this. They're not taking any points on this, and good, because I don't want to bet on this game. This pisses me off. If you are a Power 5 conference, you should not be allowed to do this. A Group 5 conference, I don't even like it when they do it. But you don't see it often from them. Most times when you see something like this, like if it were a game that was rained out, or like there was a hurricane or something early in the year, fine, do it then. Like that, I have no problem. But when you schedule it this way, I have a problem. These are games that are made for August, September, and first 2 weeks of October, I'm okay with it. I don't like it late. So I don't like that. UAB at Rice. You know what? I think Rice wins this game. UAB, I'm sure their fans hate that I've picked against them several times, but, show me more on the field. That's what I want to see. Maryland at Rutgers. I'm going to go with Maryland. They're quarterback you. So, yeah, I could be wrong on that one, though. That's not a high degree of certainty. FIU, Middle Tennessee. I'm going Middle Tennessee all day. It's going to be a little bit colder up there. those southern teams when they travel up north and start hitting that colder weather, they tend not to play well. That's why I'm picking it. Jacksonville State at UTEP. I am actually going to take UTEP. These games with these low spreads, it's kind of 50-50. I'm just going UTEP because they're at home. Just drove through El Paso, beautiful city. Tulsa FAU. This one, I think I'm going to go with FAU. Yeah, Tulsa's a tough team. Tough team. And if you told me, hey, I'm taking those 3.5 points, I am not going to knock you one bit. Take the points, get that little bump. Let me, me betting against you, I got a hole I got to dig out of. Charlotte, East Carolina, yeah, got to go with the Pirates all day long on that one. 28.5 is a lot. I think they can cover that. La Tech at Delaware. La Tech, they've been playing pretty decent here. Kansas, Arizona. I'm going Kansas. Kansas came out hot. They've cooled off a bit. Going to Arizona, but yeah, I'm going with Kansas. Texas A&M, Missouri. I'm taking Texas A&M all day long. All day long. I think they should be favored by more. This is a gimme. Like this is a one. I would put big money on this game. I think A&M. So many people are overlooking A&M for the playoffs. It's like you do realize they hold their own destiny in their hands, and yeah, they got to play. Is it Bama that they have in a couple weeks? But yeah, Texas A&M. If you don't think they have a chance to go to the SEC championship, I think you're mistaken. Duke at UConn. I think Duke wins. I don't think they win by 9.5. I'm going UConn. I think that's a touchdown game. Iowa State, TCU. TCU is probably who I'm going with. They're at home. Don't get me wrong. Iowa State. You know what? I'm going to do something I rarely ever do. I am going to change this. I'm going to take Iowa State. Why am I doing that? Because you know what? Iowa State, they've been doing it. They have been doing it. They do have some offensive weapons. So I'm going to go with Iowa State. Syracuse, not often you see me second guess myself. Syracuse, that will be the hallmark. I always say my instincts are normally correct. So put a pin in that one. We'll see if Skipper's wrong on that one. Syracuse at Miami. Miami, tough loss. They're going to come out with a vengeance. Sorry, Syracuse, that you have to be the ones. Oregon at Iowa. Oregon only favored by 6. Yeah, no, they're going to win by more than that. Again, another one. This would be one that I put more money on. Georgia State, Coastal Carolina, 7.5. You know what? I'm taking the points. That's a close game, but I'm taking the points on that one. I don't want to sweat that game all day. Auburn at Vandy. Vandy is favored by 6.5, coming off a loss. I'm gonna take those points. I'm taking the points again. Nothing against Vandy. I think Vandy will win. I'm liking the points. Kennesaw State at New Mexico State. Kennesaw is favored by 9.5. Yeah, I guess I'll take them. Washington at Wisconsin. Wisconsin is favored by 11.5. Camp Randall Stadium, tough place to play. I think Wisconsin wins this game. I'm sorry, tough place to play. I think Washington wins this game. I don't think they win by 10.5. I'm going to go with, give me 11 points. I think Washington wins. I do think they win, but you give me 11.5 points, so they have to win by 12. Oh, yeah. That's a 10-point game most days. Stanford at North Carolina. Stanford got their butts kicked last week. North Carolina, yep. Belichick is... Suddenly now Belichick, he's won some games. There's heat off of him. I don't get why there was heat on him to begin with. I've talked about it ad nauseum, but yeah, I think they're finally rolling. Um, give them 2 years. That's going to be a great team. Texas State, Louisiana. I'm going Louisiana. Louisiana's done well for me already this year, so you ride it out. You stick with who brought you. Air Force, San Jose State. Yeah, San Jose State. I'm taking them again. Um, Wake Forest, Virginia. Um, Virginia's been tough. They want to make statements. They want to make statements. They want attention. They want to win the ACC. I'm going Virginia. Cal at Louisville. Louisville, I went against them and I paid for it. Virginia Tech didn't help me at all. So Louisville, my bad. My bad. Uh, Cal Cal losing to Virginia, I believe I did pick that one correctly, but Cal was looking not too good. Florida State at Clemson. Come on, Florida State. You got to put things together. Florida State has shown flashes of brilliance and then just utterly fall apart. They remind me of LSU. Just undisciplined and way better than what they are actually showing on the field. So, Clemson, can we stop and talk about how they were a top 5 team at the beginning of the year and they're not looking like anything close to a top 10 team. And that's why I don't believe there should be rankings. There should not be preseason rankings. I don't think there should even be rankings anywhere before week 3 because so many people have so many biases. And until you actually see these teams play, you can speculate all you want. And, this guy was good last year. He might suck this year. He might not have taken things as serious. That does happen. And also you get those teams where now you got guys who did get serious in the offseason. Now they want to put things together. Florida at Kentucky. I'm taking Florida. Really, that could go either way. If you took Kentucky with those 3.5, I would not knock you one bit. Notre Dame at Navy, or Navy at Notre Dame. 26 is a lot. Notre Dame let me down. But every time I go against Notre Dame in games like this, I always pay for it. And I'm tired of them costing me money. Nevada, Utah State. The Pack not doing well, going with Utah State. LSU at Alabama. Bama has not been covering. I'm taking LSU. Give me 10 points. Give me 10 points. Let Alabama work for those 10. That's the way. I think Alabama wins the game. I don't think they covered the spread. There's been too many games now where Alabama has not covered. And Alabama fans, they're in the playoff hunt. They're up there. They're talking a lot of smack. It's like, but you need to start winning the games you're supposed to win with the scores that eking out games against South Carolina. Come on. Help me help you. Nebraska at UCLA. Yeah, I'm taking Nebraska. Both teams are a letdown. It could go either way. I just think Nebraska's hungrier. UNLV, Colorado State. I'm taking Colorado State. It could either team could win, but you know what? I'm taking those points. Sam Houston, Oregon State. Let's see. It's those points. That's a lot of points. But you know what? I'm going to go with Oregon State. Would not be surprised if I'm let down there. Would not be surprised. This is a game where I would probably take Oregon straight up. Yeah, you get really bad. You get really bad odds, but I would parlay it with one that's more of a question. San Diego State at Hawaii. Hawaii is getting 7 points. Yeah, San Diego State's done well, so again, I'm gonna stick with them. So there we go. These games here have already taken place. Uh, so yeah, not. I don't look all these MAC teams. I hate it when they do that. I hate it, and they did multiple on one night. It's like I'm a MAC fan. I hate it when they do that. I don't even think to look for those games. So there's my picks. This is going out a little bit later on today. Please put in the comments what you think. Tell me where you think I'm right, where I'm wrong, and let's come back next week and see how wrong I am. All right, guys. Thank you. And as always, thank you for being worth serving.